Hey, hey, hey. Oh, did I forget to mute it? Am I gonna hear myself? No, I'm good. Hold on. Alright. Hi Auntie, hi Enemy, hi guys. Hello. Oh, wait, hold on, the focus is not right. No, it's not right either. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry about that. Hot Pockets, hi. Hi Lyra. Hi Bio. Bucks of Paint, hey. How is everyone today? I'm doing okay. I'm finally having a bit of nicer weather. So, um, much appreciated because, oof, it was so hot. No. Like on Thursday, it was so humid and hot and gross. I'm eating a couple of pieces of chocolate. Sorry. Oh, ooh, nice. Yeah, can you guys see? Hold on. Oh, it's a little cat stencil, and then you have all the little faces on. And I thought it would be a really fun one for swatching paints. Right. Sorry, I was looking for a fine liner. Where do you get all these cat theme stationery? All over. Basically, any selling platform that I land on, I always look up cat stuff. And after a while, it suggests cat stuff to me. So I want to do a... I'm going to do a really rough tracing of the stencil just to count the number of cats. So it's going to be a bit rough, but that's okay. My lighting setup is quite warm. I always forget how hot it can get when streaming in the summer. They're gorgeous. I love them way too much. The paints. You mean the Jackman paints, right? Which colors are you putting into pans? Sorry. Okay, sorry. Why are there so many cool fabrics? Very good question. Are you looking for something in particular, Lyra? Yes, I meant the Jackman paints are gorgeous and I like them far too much, but I like the cat stuff. That's okay. The Jackman paints are local to you, right? They're from the UK. So how have you guys been? Oh, such a nice breeze from outside. Oh my gosh. Yeah, on Thursday I checked and inside the apartment we were at 92% humidity. It wasn't great, but then that was the last part of the awful the last stretch of the awful weather, if I can say that. And then yesterday, Friday, it dropped to a much more manageable level in terms of temperature and humidity, and we were able to like just open the windows and let the breeze in, and that's been so much nicer. I don't really do with the hot and humid that well. I don't really know, like I can't say for sure, but I have the kind of feeling that I don't remember struggling so much as a kid, so I don't know if it was because I was a kid and, you know, much more resilient, or if like the changes in the weather have been that drastic that we can notice a stark difference between then and now. Yes, they're made in England, but he ships. Yeah, I know he has an Etsy shop and you can have them on Jackson's too. But I mean, when something is local, that's even better, right? It's like, yeah, you can get beam paints and they ship all over the world, but there's always a little something extra when I can get them because they're from here, you know. Muggy weather always feels gross. It's so terrible. It's extra because like you're sweating and it's pointless. It's just miserable. Alright, so I want to count the number of whole kittens on this stencil. So about 31. Should make it closer, but the shipping is manageable. Agree on the local thing, and he's very responsive to emails. He, as in Mark Jackman, the guy who makes the paint. It's a bit like a Roman schmall. Sir Jackman's is only available in Jackson's and Etsy here in Australia. Looks, yeah, they're really affordable. I don't know how he manages that. I'm wondering something. I wonder if the stencil is made. Yeah, I think it's made so it, not perfectly, but it kind of tiles. Like these two, you can sort of complete them. Maybe a bit hectic, but I think this way you can almost tile the whole thing, meaning that the this guy is not complete, but this one here, and then this guy can sort of be completed, and this guy, like, you would have to fix them, especially these two, like make something a bit more cohesive with these two guys. They're a bit hectic, but I think it's doable. Like, this dude needs, and yeah, this one too needs a bit of a TLC. But yeah, you could practically just like repeat the pattern across with some modifications. It can't really be told this way though. Makes some for some pretty funny kittens though. Like, this guy is hilarious. I'm cracking myself up. And then you have the faces. So you can just... Or you could, you could make your own faces if you wanted. It doesn't have to be exactly like the stencil. Gonna keep these together now. Alright. So I said I was gonna do some swatch prep or mixes. Do we lean one way more than the other? He ships around from his own website. I don't know if it's okay. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. I'm just not sure if you can, because maybe only mods can share link, but you can try. I don't remember how it's set up on the main channel. Apologies. Appears to have worked. I don't see it. I don't see the link in chat. What's the Can you put it on the Discord? I can put it in the chat. Someone suggested mixing flame red with cobalt turquoise. I don't remember which one that is. It's not this one. It's this one. I think that perhaps ordering from his main website means that he gets a better cut of the profits, but yeah, Etsy takes a chunk of the sales, which, you know, kind of sucks. I'm gonna try this one. And then see is in my for wait, Etsy has merch for that. No way. Oh, yeah. It's such a bummer that Etsy's terrible. It used to be good, you know. It used to be a really nice platform for all indie sellers, but it has really like taken a hit. Probably like went public, and that's when all hell broke loose. Alligator Alcatraz. It's the, if you're not, Amy is from Australia, so perhaps you're not too aware, but the US is building a quote-unquote concentration camp in Florida to put the citizens that they want to deport. And it's been nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz. And they have merch for that place. Well, it's probably like indie made merch, like a right wing person home printing shirts or whatnot, you know, that kind of disgusting nonsense. You would hope that Etsy would put its feet down and be like, guys, no. But then again, like from a corporate point of view, like, since they don't have any kind of position and they're basically spineless idiots, how are they supposed to justify not having that? Because they can't really say like, oh, we don't allow political stuff on our platform because they do for everything else. So like they don't really disqualify based on morality, which maybe they should, but you know what I mean. Like I'm trying to see, like, from their disgusting corporate point of view, what they could say to have that stuff taken out, but that's exactly what it is. It's awful. Yeah, it does. The caps are really kind of funny though, because it's on the, yeah, it's on what's the word I'm looking for? But they're building it on ground where that doesn't belong to them, basically. And it's really shoddily built, meaning that every time it rains, it floods. And whenever it floods, used water comes back up, if you catch my drift. And then the food is not properly stored. There was stories about maggots in the food. My goodness, why would they make merchandise for such a horrible place? There's a bunch of horrible people, sadly. New level of low for this country. Making money off of that, though. Can you imagine? Like, not only making and selling the merch, but purchasing it with the intent of wearing it. What? Just no. And I mean, I understand being mad at Etsy. I'm mad at Etsy, and I have been for a long time, but at the same time, a lot of people don't really have other platforms where they can sell their stuff. And that's what I try to focus on. Like, I try to, if I'm to make a purchase on Etsy, I will try to at least have, you know, the purchase support someone that I can morally support. Does that make sense? Like the person I got some of the Rosa Gallery paints from, she's a Ukrainian lady living in Kiev. So, like, I want to support her. I don't have much of an option. I don't think she has another site. And the only other place I've seen her stuff listed is on eBay. And eBay equally takes a cut. Ah ouais? Bella? Why? Sorry, that was Shiro. She has a lot of stuff to share. It's getting cute. Pas d'heure. Making money off that. Very unsanitary, poorly maintained, poorly built, poorly everything. I've seen it nicknamed something else. I'm not sure I can say the words really on stream because of like monetization and all of that, but there's a political streamer that has nicknamed it Alligator, and it's another place that starts with A that is perhaps much more fitting of what the camp will be, if you can perhaps guess what I mean. Anyway, just depressing stuff. I guess the MAGA caps were profitable. Yeah, well, I mean, the MAGA caps were like a quote-unquote official merch. And some MAGA people are burning theirs right now, which I think is really funny. But yeah, on Etsy, I don't think they could make official Alligator Alcatraz merch without being really like pooped on. So it's gotta be like more indie sellers, like doing small runs of that. I mean, it's still gross, like, regardless. I think you're mixing up Alcatraz. Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. There's I've seen people, instead of calling it Alligator Alcatraz, they were calling it Alligator and the other place. Which is, you know, not that off base for what it looks like the place is going to be. Like, it's just very gross. I got my Rosa Gallery stream brushes from Olga. Yeah, like, you have to... And Florida is very MAGA, so it fits. Ugh, it's disgusting. Great timeline. Love it. It's not far off it. Yeah, exactly. That's. I don't think I can say the name of the Polish A place. But yeah. It just shouldn't be. The whole situation shouldn't be like not just alligator Alcatraz, but everything. I'm a bit far. I'm gonna try to manually zoom in, so hopefully it's not too shoddy, and I'm gonna check out if the focus is still good. All right, sorry. What happened to the cats? What cats? Yeah, I'm mixing hold on. This brush is so weirdly balanced. Oops. Let's do that again. Hopefully that will be visible. Oh, nothing. I just put the stencil aside. So this one is a mix of PB28, so that's the cobalt turquoise, and PO73, that's flame red. This is a different sheet. The cats are... I feel like the cat stencil would work better if I was swatching and not doing mixes, right? I thought my vision was going, oh, you're good, you're good. It's a really nice mix, but it's not a very... it doesn't have a very deep value. I don't know how quote-unquote dark I can make it. Not very dark, I think. Sorry, I hit the mic with my brush. Yeah, you can't really go dark with this mix. I can never make it dark either without it leaning to blue red. Yeah. Yeah, the flame red is not a very deeply valued color. Like if you were to put these two like in grayscale, they would be quite light grays. So that means that even at mass tone, you can't really mix a dark color with these two. But you can mix a bunch of really nice sort of like mid-value separating mixes. It's a really nice light gray, like a really warm light gray. Green leading slate gray. Yeah. But it's when this in the separation and granulation. Yeah, definitely. It's a color that looks really gray, like even when you have it just straight, but as soon as it starts separating it, you really get the turquoise and the red in it. So I said that, what are they? PB28. 073. Really cool mixes. Really nice. Hey, Dory, hi. Oh, did I say hi? I don't think I said hi to anyone. Oh, hi, everyone. No, I think I said hi, but I didn't say hi to Laura. Hi, Laura. I didn't say hi to Dory. Hi. Just ask this in the comments on your Rosa Swatches video, as I didn't see you online straight away. Which PB29 would you get if you're doing a PR 122, PY 150? It really depends on how much granulation you want. Oh, I don't think I've forgotten. Oh, cool. Oh, that's exciting, Laura. Summer is difficult when trying to dry paint because it can be so humid and hot. Oddly enough, winter is better because if you live in a place that's cold enough that you need some heating, that means that the place gets much drier. So things dry out faster. Trying to decide between ultramarine or ultramarine spectral for the best color mixing option. Wolfiend, hi, hello, Paulo, hey. Okay, I'll grab my swatches because otherwise. All right. They're very similar. So I think the ultramarine, just ultramarine, is what they would probably refer to as ultramarine greenish, meaning that it's still a sort of reddish blue, but it's a teeny tiny touch less red than the other one. It's been so sticky and humid, I know. Ugh, last week was gnarly. Finally got the Da Vinci PB60 and ooh! Otto! Hey! Hello! I was watching while I was eating some sandwiches. Oh, what was in those sandwiches? I mean, sandwiches are legit. Dude, people gotta stop undervaluing sandwiches, or toasts for that matter. Hold on, so what was the question? Was which blue to get with PY122 PR and isn't that the triad that you can get from Core at a sort of a little discount on Jackson's? They have a like a quote-unquote trial set that you can get at a really fair price that has a 3 colors, 3 tubes. I think it's their magenta, their transparent yellow, and then one ultramarine. Someone is blowing up my phone. So apparently the crown are top fans. I have no idea what it is. The spectral does look redder on your swatches. Okay, so it's good, it's not just me. In terms of granulation, they're both fairly granulating, so I don't think that's really a deciding factor. So it's basically these two and one of these. I don't know where Turi is. I'm traveling to Croatia for a month and I'm excited to find some your watercolor. Ooh! Oh, you'll have to share with us. Oh, I was reminiscing my youth with bologna sandwiches and Doritos. You know those grilled cheese with the singles, the Kraft singles. That was the ultimate after the pool snack. Oh yeah. The food I associate for after the pool to me is corn on the cob with small cucumbers. I don't know why. I mean, I guess probably because we ate that often after, you know, pool days, but if you drink the ultramarine, it's more ultramarine greenish. Would you say the ultramarine spectral? I mean, French ultramarine is more often a descriptive for the granulation, not the color as much. So in that aspect, it's a bit vague. Like, it's not a very descriptive qualifier for ultramarine, because it's gonna vary from one brand to the other. There's not like a specific set guideline for what is named French ultramarine. I just picked some sugar buttercorn. Oh, dude. Corn on the cob. Oh, man. Every French ultramarine I've ever used has been a disappointment. I think Daniel Smith's is the most annoying of all the French ultramarine because it dries so hard. And it re-wets a bit like ass. And it's not super strong, and it's just just annoying, you know. The core one is weird because I think it's not only PB29. Yeah, they're where is it? Where is it? Core French ultramarine. Oh no, it is just PB29, but I think they don't make it anymore. Is that a possibility? I mean, their regular ultramarine is much nicer. Sorry. So that's the regular one, and that's the, thank you, French one. So their French ultramarine blue from Core is a bit more muted. It's a lot more purple. Seems to have a bit of a lesser like strength, whereas their ultramarine blue is pretty much what you'd expect from ultramarine blue. To be frank, I see blue when others see purple. It's going to seem both the ultramarine side by side. Which would you pick with the... I mean, it really depends on personal taste and whatnot. Like for me, if I had these two colors, I don't think I would go for an ultramarine first. That wouldn't be my first go-to. So really, it depends. If you have, do you have both, or are you looking to purchase these colors? Ouch, sorry. I'm learning so much today. Hey, Lana! Hi! And well, I know it's not that fast, the latest Royal Blue PB1. Oh, it was a disappointment! Oh, please elaborate. How? When I want the PB29 that doesn't granulate so much, I use Winsor & Newton's Ultramarine GS. You could easily... I feel like Holbein's Ultramarine are also great for that, because if you use them with just, like, not dry, but with less water, they're going to be quite smooth. And then if you want to get the granulation out, you can, you know, add water in there and it's going to granulate. I feel like it's a very versatile one. And they have two... They have Ultramarine Light and Ultramarine Deep, which are, you know, just slightly different, but there's, you know, options. What would you choose instead of Ultramarine? It depends. Let's grab the whole binder. That's gonna be easier. So, well, so it depends. What you have here is a transparent yellow, transparent magenta. So what I would personally go for with my bias is a transparent cyan color. And in this case, that would be bright blue, possibly, because it's a tallow blue green shade. And it's sort of like a cyan. And that way I would have 3 transparent colors. And I feel like they would create really glowy mixes, a tiny bit limited, like not the most versatile of all palettes, but very, very versatile and very handy for just about everything. Sorry. And then if I wanted to have something that is still a warm blue but transparent, I might go for an indanthrene blue instead. So transparent still, not, you know, not as sort of versatile of a color as a cyan, but transparent all 3. So you would still get glowy colors and you would get some amazing greens and purples. I have the R122. Okay, you have these two. Currently trying to do the Trad with cobalt blue. Okay, so is it from Rosa too, your cobalt blue? Oh, Lee, hi, hello. I'm pulling mine out. Let's go. Hey, welcome back, Otto. What am I looking for? Cobalt blue. Okay, so cobalt blue, this one is not, you know, doesn't really apply for this one, but it's usually quite close to ultramarine in general. Okay, so not necessarily in every specific case, but you can see, like, especially with the ultramarine, the regular one, you can kind of see that this cobalt blue could be the same color as this one, just a bit diluted. Like, it's similar, right? This one is a bit more purple, and you can kind of see it too. So if you're mixing with this one and you're not getting what you want, what kind of colors are you looking for? Yeah, PB60 definitely moving up. It's this one is amazing, I gotta say. Like, it's so deep. Walkie with Dante. Oh, that's great. Started new socks. Kitty socks. Share pictures. Days well, he got a new vet and all vaccines were renewed. Oh, poor baby. But it's better to get him vaccinated than, you know, not do it. If it's like us, it's annoying for a day or two, but then it's really worth it. It's hot again. We had a nice cool week with rain and today jumped to 30. Oh. Oof. I feel you. We had that last week and it was, you know, less than ideal. I gotta find a place that's cool and plan to move there or something. 30 Celsius is gnarly. I can't do it. I was looking, like, I have everybody has that weather app on their phone, and I've set mine that I have a bunch of locations in there. Some are for where friends lived, and some are, you know, just places that I like and that I find it funny to sorry, Scotland. I mean, you're not selling it right now because you're also hot. There would be other selling points for Scotland, definitely, but this trend is not great. But yeah, so I have a bunch of places there, and I like to see all places. And I have one locale that is for Tokyo. And oh my gosh, I couldn't do it. I don't know how people survive summers in Japan. Like, it's like 26 Celsius at night. Nope. Nah. Nah. Yeah, but it's like 20 C hot. I wouldn't, like, if it's 20 C. If it's 23 Celsius here, I'm good. It's not hot in this part of Scotland. It's 18. Ooh, I like that. Pff, I lived in Arizona. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know how you managed. The thing with Japan, though, is that it's absurdly humid. So I don't know how to manage. AC? Yeah, Japanese weather is utter bonkers. I have not been there in the summer for decades. Yeah, I can see why. I mean, like, I look at all my locales in my app of weather, and Tokyo is the last one. And they're all fairly similar. Even if, like, I got some here in Canada, I got some on the west coast, I have some in the north part of the US, and then Scotland, of course. And then I have one for Svalbard, because why not? And one for Saint-Malo. And all of these, except Svalbard, are quite close. You know, they're all in the same ballpark, generally. And then you have Tokyo. It's like always absurdly hot. And I'm like, ow, yuck. Poor guys. So I'm waiting. Did I miss it? Did Tori mention what kind of colors she's trying to mix that is not working out? Garlic and shallots. Ooh, what? No. Worked outside in the summer. Very strict rules. Ugh. And sunscreen and hats and fair AZ is not humid. It's a bit easier to manage. Like, not saying that it's not absurdly hot. It is absurdly hot, but at least if it's not too humid, you can cool yourself with some wind, a fan or something. But when it's humid, that doesn't work. So you're just screwed. Bear in mind that my birthday is at the end of it. Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, we're adults. We don't have to celebrate the birthdays on the actual birthday. I love watching Cecilia. Yeah. We get heat warnings over 32°C because yeah, the humidity is the real issue. Cooler browns and warm greens. So you definitely need something that is going to be less red than this. And ultramarine is even redder. So you're going to get more muted greens, right? So if you want warm greens, they have to be mostly yellow. And if you want to have greens that are mostly yellow, you kind of need a blue that's going to have a bit of yellow in it. And as for browns, browns is a more difficult color to predict in the sense that it's kind of easy to end up with a brown. You can just mix a bit of everything and you will eventually end up with a brown. Summer in Australia, sunstroke. Oh. Hey, Potato Pirate! Hello! If it's in London, I think we could get bucks up. 30. Oh dear. No, that's not good. Oh man. I'm so sorry. That sounds hellish. Never mind. I think hell would be better. It wouldn't be as humid. Fanning with hot hair. My first day in Easy was like a hairdryer to the face. Yeah, it is. It is bad, but if you're sweating, your sweat will serve its purpose of cooling you off a bit. But if you're sweating and the hair is too humid that your sweat doesn't work, that's where people die because they just can't cool themselves. I know Texans get similar temps, but with humidity. Oh, dude. Whoa. I'm queen of warmer browns and mud. It's the cooler browns that I struggle with. Well, if you want cooler browns, you can start with your warm brown and add your blue in it. Because of your whole palette, the blue is going to be the cooler color. It's going to be the coolest of the color, regardless of if it's a green leaning blue or a red leaning blue. Because when you compare it to the other colors of your palette, it's still going to be the cooler one. So if you want to make for a cooler brown, you can take your warm brown and see what happens when you add more blue into it. In increments. Yeah. That. And if you mean like warm browns, warm greens, like not muted, like vibrant, bright, yellow greens kind of colors or more muted colors? Sorry. Florida, Texas, all those super hot states would be... Oh, absolutely. Even in the winter, I think they would be off limits. Like, not cool enough. Get cooler! Give me some minus 20°C, something! I hate the heat, but at least this year I'm mostly conscious to it anyway. Oof, that's not good, Lee. I remember seeing this old technology. Oh, hi Dominic, by the way. Hi. Speaking of Texas, hey, how you doing? In a history video where people built huge towers with vents to take in winds. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of places where it gets super hot, like midday, would just, you know, take midday off. Warmer greens, well. It's just, on its own, green is a cool color. So warmer greens is, you basically mean greens that are more yellow and that are not muted. So you really need a green leaning blue. So yeah, I think the hold on, this, no, not that one. Decidedly not that one. Not that one either. Where did I put my bright blue? Cobalt, ultramarine, spectral, bright blue. That one. I mean, I could do some test mixes. We can see what happens. Otherwise, there are not that many, you know, greenish blues in the range without going into turquoise territory, really. I need magenta rose. Put these two back. Flame red goes here. I'm thinking that the magenta rose, oh, it's right here. Hello. And we bring our elderly in the village to the community. Oh, that's nice. I think that's why a lot of over here, like a lot of the elderly people would go to the mall, because the malls are cooled off by AC, so it can be a great place for them to meet up, chat, and also cool off. Reel in, and then I said bright blue. Blue, bright blue. I mean, I said that I was gonna be doing mixes today, so that's a mix, right? That's a mix. And if people don't like it, well, they can suggest something else. I don't mind. I like doing. That's how you get better at it, by the way. It's by, you know, doing the mixes. It's like the best homework in the world. Oh no, I have to mix paints. Oh, what a shame. No. Not the thing that I like the most. No. You know. Sorry. I'm doing fine. AC broke early in the summer, so I'm cool for now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm guessing you fixed it. I don't think that's the kind of issue that you just don't fix. I'm gonna switch to a slightly smaller brush because I'm trying to enjoy using quills more, but my issue with them is that they're so big, they're hard to rinse. But I have smaller quills that I could try. I have a Da Vinci Casaneo here that I dug out because Lana kept saying that they keep their point well, and I was like, I need to try that. Off topic from the weather. Is that a business card? No, it's just a regular binder with sleeves for you know, like magic cards, Pokemon cards, any kind of sports cards. The most basic thing you can get at the dollar store, like, has room for 9 cards in a sheet, and I put those in a binder. That's what I did back in the day with the scorching Chicago summers. I went to the local mall. Yeah, you can people watch, you can have a coffee, you can sketch people. Funny you mention malls, because mall culture is meh in the US. I mean, mall culture was a big thing in the 90s and early 2000s. Hey, Sassy Britches! You missed a bit of mixing, but I can bring it back for a second. So mixing PO73, which is flame red in this case from Rosa, and PB28 cobalt turquoise also from Rosa. And it makes for some really interesting separating neutral colors that don't really stay that neutral when they separate, but they're very alive. Walked through a mall last weekend for the first time in a long time. I haven't been to a mall in so long. They're not doing that well. My mother worked as a mail carrier almost 40 years. Oh my gosh. South Florida then South Alabama. Oh my god, mad props. Yeah, huge respects to your mom. That's dedication. Magic herb. With big... Hold on, what? Is that flame red actually as neon? It's a color that looks quite neon because it's a nice bright orange with a sort of pinkish undertone. So it has kind of that glowy effect, but it's not, you know, actually neon. It's just, that's PO73. I'm sure people only go to the malls nowadays to take advantage of the AC. My grandma really liked to go to the mall because it was something like somewhat social for her to do. And she liked getting like her coffee at McDonald's and walking around, even though the friend she would usually go to the mall with was not that much of a walker. My grandma was always kind of active. So she was a bit annoyed that they had to, you know, sit every 5 minutes. Oh man, these colors are so vibrant. It's insane. That's so strong. So we're gonna mix greens. I don't know why I put some magenta, force of habit, I guess. Like a stormy sunset. Yeah, yeah. It has that glow of, you know, when you have just a, like you say, a sunset, and it's like the glow of the setting sun through the clouds. Like it's that kind of energy, I feel like. It's a really nice color. I love when mixes do that, because I feel like that's the power of watercolor, and that's kind of what you want the paint to do, right? You want the paint to do its magic. Come on, give me a juicier application than that. But that's still quite bluish as a green. Let's dump a whole lot more yellow in it. So now we have a more vibrant yellow or green. PO73 is very underrated for mixing. Yeah, I can see why. I think maybe it's me, but it's not a color I would reach for just in general, because I feel like it's not a very natural looking color, so I wouldn't know how I would use it. But I agree that in mixes it's really powerful. So if just for that, I would have it around just for mixes. This brings up a question. Sometimes when I mix paint, as they dry, they separate. I've been wondering if that's pigment and I think it could be various things. Sometimes it's the material of your palette. I feel like on ceramic, even colors that are transparent and non-granulating will sort of separate a bit more. Could be the pigments themselves, could be the water you use. My mom goes shopping for the AC. Yeah, that's clever. Nice neon watercolor set. There's quite a few. If you have an opera rose that's quite neon, you could start with that to see how you like it in mixes. It's really fun in mixes, but yeah. Finally bit the bullet. Ooh. Yeah, that's a very Sailor's Delight. What is that? Looking good so far. The thing. Ooh. A wildfire sunset. Oh, it does, but oh no. Oh no. I added a touch more yellow. Water. Ah. Cat hair. Don't care. Every time I hear flocculation, I hear it in Otto's voice for videos. See if I want bold highlighter colors. Oh, red sky at warning sailors. Sky at night sailors. Oh! Sailor's Delight, that's red sky at morning. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was, you know, you have, oh no, my brain is blanking. You have Turkish Delight, right? That's a sweet. So I was like, what kind of, what's Sailor's Delight? Is it like saltwater taffy or something? I want to try something with a different yellow just for curiosity. And the rosa pens are a bit difficult to maneuver because they're quite sticky. I don't want to get like a fingerful of paint when I look around. Alright, so I took out PY151, which is a slightly less transparent color, but I'm just curious to compare the greens that we get with this yellow. Man, the only issue I have with quills is, you know how quills have these little wires, and then they have the wire like twisties that they cut. Those always catch, and my rags I use for removing the water off my brush. We get really similar colors. There's not that much of a difference. I switched to wait, hold on. What's the name of this one? Azo Yellow. PY 151. But so far, I mean, there's not that much of a difference, is there? It's pretty similar. I feel like the only place where it's really gonna show its difference is when you get to a ratio that has more yellow in it, because it's a less transparent yellow, but as a result of that, it doesn't look that brownish in the mastone like this one. So it doesn't show that much when you have a lot of blue in your mix, but when you get to a ratio that has a bit more yellow in the mix, then it makes for a slightly brighter green, I feel like. But that's basically having like cyan, magenta, and yellow as a primary sort of triad. So it's not super original, and there's some limitations, but it's one of the most like versatile triad of color that will let you do just about almost anything you want. Almost. I don't know if you can see, it's not a big difference. It's not all that noticeable, but there's a slight difference. You can kind of see it between these two here. I always thought the stream makes me want to swatch along using my M-gram. Oh, why not? And Mega Stink Bismuth Yellow. Oh, Agent XP, hello. You mentioned something about cool greens a while back. I would love to see. Roman Schmal had a few more cool greens. Yeah, that would be lovely. They would have to be mixes because, I mean, there's a limited number of like green pigments. But yeah, I'm all for it. I love greens. So, for cooler browns, I mean, you basically start with palette mud, right? Like just whatever's on your palette. If I can sneak in my palette. So this is, oh wait, not that one. That one is the other yellow. Just to avoid confusion. Sorry. Forever funny. Alright, so this is my mud. It's very orange at the moment, which is technically kind of a warm brown. Now it's way too much blue because the blue is way too strong. Now we have green. Not quite what I want. So Gonna add a bit more of the other two in there. I say a bit more, but I always end up putting too much. And now I have a greenish. So I need to add a bit more magenta to get it to brown. Getting there. Alright, so we have something here. What's that look like on paper? It's quite a muted dark brown. Palette boots. I'm sorry, I'm a child. Yep, same. It's ceramic. It's my Medan ceramic palette. It's really nice. I love it. It's just the right size. It's just perfect. I keep it in this IKEA tray that I had already. And when I'm not using it, I put it face down in the tray so it doesn't collect dust. Alright. Tari, if you're still around, what kind of browns are you looking to mix? Something like this or different? There is a neon set from Paul Rubens. It would probably be a whole lot cheaper than the Holbein one. I mean, not to gratuitously plug my own channel, but I'm pretty confident if you search neon on my channel, you will find a couple of videos about various neon sets. There's a few about Gansai sets of neon colors. I have the Paul Rubens one. Similar to raw umber greenish. Well, that's close to it, isn't it? It's perhaps a tiny bit more gray, but... Did someone sneeze? I think a cat sneezed.
No, possible.
C'est toi? That's a bit too green. But yeah, that's close-ish, right? Ish. Basically, you play around with your 3 colors until you get close to the one you want. Is there a raw umber in the rose range? Well, raw umber is close to... So yeah, it's a little bit more orangish instead of greenish. I went the wrong way. So yeah, it's not too far off. Ugh. Straighten it, let's go. Plug away, this is your stream. Yeah, but still, it feels kind of odd. I just got a medium ceramic palette on Prime Day. I tried not to contribute. Yeah. It's difficult because, like, it's not like people have huge, like, huge budgets for the fun things. So whenever there's a sale, like, it's really tempting to try and go and, you know, save as much as possible. Oh, thank you so much, Otto. Yay, all the links. Any kind of ceramic plate works well, seriously. Fondue plates are also a really great pick because they have sections in them, and you can often get those at like secondhand stores for a few dollars. Otto had like deviled eggs plates, which were really awesome for setting up a whole palette of like complementary colors. Neons are so much fun. I'm happy to enable. Yes. They're super fun in mixes too. I know they're gonna fade. Yeah, fine. Who cares? Look at this beautiful glowy orange I just mixed, you know. Ceramic palettes really spoil you. It's hard to use metal plastic ones after. I don't mind that much, but usually gets to me. It's not as much the material of the palette, it's the space and the divisions on it. That's usually where I get frustrated. But I don't mind plastic. Like for the longest time when I first started painting and I was, you know, awful at it, my mixing palette was the lid of a yogurt container. It's what we had around, and I would mix on that, and it, you know, it was fine. How would you keep the saturation in the cool brown you just mixed? Keep adding more pigments and less water? Saturation, you mean the value, like how dark the color is? Because on its own, that's a fairly desaturated color. Like it's muted because you mix your 3 colors in there, but if you want it to go darker, that's the value of the color, like from white to black. What were everyone's first artist grade paints and professional paints? I think it was hand-me-downs from a relative that passed, and there was a few Holbein colors in there. A lot of Cotman. They're not really professional paints, but but I did not buy it. Because the insert does come out of the palette. What? Okay, let's say I want to try that again, but mix a darker color. So I need to work with less water. I'm gonna start with making another batch of, palette mud. You want to pick up a lot of paint on your brush, like, so it's not diluted. It's really strong. And every time you rinse your brush, you want to dry it out, a fair amount on a paper towel or a rag. And some of the really intense blue. I think these three colors have a lot of potential for making it dark brown, because they're all transparent. Like this blue goes quite deep, the magenta too. Yellow is yellow, so yellow will never be quite dark, but I wanted to buy Holbeiner. Yeah, I mean, you get what is accessible to you. I did a video on it. What? Who was the... Hold on. Okay, let's put a pin in that. Just gonna try to finish mixing my dark brown. And then I'm gonna dig up my Schminke palette. Alright, I think I'm getting there. Look, this is quite nice and strong. Oh, it's almost... I almost managed to mix a black. It's not quite what I was aiming for, but... So basically, if you want to get the darkest value you can with the colors you have, you need to add a lot of the paint and very little water. Okay, hold on. So, Sassy Britches, this one? The girl named Fearfill. Oh no! Oh, that's odd. It's because I mean, unless there's something that I don't understand. Okay, so I changed the paints in mine, so don't worry about that. But this. And you could probably take out the thumb ring, though it's really not, like it stays nicely put, so it's not annoying. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at your misfortune, but that what all in caps lock took me out. How was she unable to remove it? It's really easy to remove. Like it doesn't even clip in or anything. It's just like slid in there. What? I mean, add it to your watch list, and you can get it next time it goes on sale. That cackle. I'm so sorry. I'm so mad now. Oh no. It's pretty awesome. Like you can fit 27 half pans in there. Laura, is it possible that you got like fake Holbein? I haven't seen that palette. Does the insert come like that without? No, it has metal grips. It has like 2 rows. I don't want to take the pans out because the ones in the middle are there with poster tack, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass to put them back in. But I made a video on this one, and it's like the one from last week. And yeah, there's 2 trays, 2 metal trays with the brackets. You have one here and one here, but they're made in a way that you have enough space in the middle for more pans. And these are really interesting in the way they're made. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna plug myself again, but check out my video. I go quite in depth looking at these. It is the most space effective insert I've ever seen. Like, I know a lot of people, when they get the metal insert, they like to remove the brackets and to fill it up with as many pans as possible. But for this one, you don't even have to do that. You can keep the brackets in there and max out on the number of paints. And really, like, I couldn't fit more paints in here, even if the brackets weren't there. So it's just perfect. It's nice. The only issue I've had with this palette is that it doesn't really clap super securely. Like there's a tiny bit of resistance, but it's not much. So I had these, I don't remember what these were from, but they were from something we bought for the cats. And they fit perfectly as a sort of band to make sure that the palette doesn't, you know, open up. So yeah. Condolences, Essie. What was it? Phil was yanking on it and couldn't get the insert out. That's so weird. I'm so sorry. Continues cackle. Oh, should have watched it. I'm sorry. Amazon has an issue with fakes. Because I've never really run into any issue with Holbein paints, ever. So that's weird. I should send you like a... I could put together a little dot card for you, just so you can try them at no... You gotta spread the Holbein love. Like, if there was some... if you were... cheated out of a good experience with the paints, that has to be remedied. God damn it, I was asleep at the wheel. Aw, poor Sassy. Oh yeah, that's awful, Lee. I hate those sets. Sometimes you can get the set like for super cheap and like basically bin all the paint and repurpose the palette, but that's a lot of work. It's got to be a really good palette. I've not used them since. The only color I kept were cerulean. Huh, that's interesting. That's exactly what I do. I remove the brackets and stick. Well, I mean, with that palette, you don't even have to do that. They fit in. Oh no, Sassy, I'm so sorry. I mean, tell yourself, okay, so you didn't get it now. You're gonna get it later on, and it's gonna be just as good. It's gonna be fine. I have no issues with my Holbein as well. Yeah, I mean, I've had tubes of Holbein that were antiques almost, and they were still good, so... the fact that you say you got a batch that were binder heavy and wouldn't do clean mixes, that's really weird. That's really unusual for that brand. So I have questions. I'm scared to mention my experience. No, don't ever be, not necessarily just you, but sharing experiences is what makes this work. That's the fun of it. Because people can, we can all share experiences and you can learn a bunch of stuff from other people's experiences. Yeah, the Holbein Indigo. Like, that's one of the colors that I always say to people, oh, you need to try that one. And I know it's one of Otto's favorite colors as well. Oh my gosh, Potato Pirate, nice try. You'll get it someday. It's gonna get back in stock and you'll be able to get it then. Perhaps at an even better price, who knows? Unless they come out with something even cooler in the meantime. Yeah. I mean, I've put a pin in the idea of getting a second one of these. If I eventually see it at, a fair price. Or if I end up with enough, like, affiliate savings to be able to afford a new one. Just because I feel like that's going to be a palette that I'm going to use for a long time in terms of just the palette itself. But yeah, it's like you put a pin in it, you write it down somewhere, you make a list of things to buy eventually, and that gives you like the piece. There is a plan, there is a contingency. My sister-in-law got me some watercolor in Temu and I don't have the heart to tell her they're the worst paint ever. Aw, can you repurpose the palette? Otto's Indigo video. Oh, it was so good. I'll have to share a picture of the swatch that I did. Yeah. By all means. That's really weird and curious. Sassy britches. It describes it well. So, yeah, Tori, sorry for the tangent, but did that answer your question? I really like color theory because I feel like it's like super fascinating how it works, but I always feel a bit like a hold on, what's the word I would use? A dweeb whenever I get started on it, because I immediately go to like the way I like to use it, but I know that it can vary depending on the people, so I have to sort of put my foot down and be like, just shut up. Let people have fun, and you can dweeb out on your own, It did, yes, thanks for... Oh, awesome! Yeah, anytime. I'm all for going down rabbit holes if I have the supplies, like, for sure. I mean, I learn stuff, you learn stuff, we all learn stuff. Everybody's happy. I'm gonna put these away. These two. Because that orange... Wait, hold on. How high did the orange man... Oh, orange man. I mean, he keeps changing his freaking brain about it. Whatever's left of it. Like, oh, yes, tariff. Oh, no, tariffs. Oh, yes, tariffs again. Oh, no, tariffs again. Dude. Also, I think the indigo... Yeah. That's what I have, thanks to you. that magnificent toothpaste tube of indigo paint. It's just, you know, YouTube trying to gamify engagement or something. I have to look into it if I can sort of disable the function, because I think it's not exactly useful here. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it, Laura. I think he gets all of us angry to some degree. All right, so what am I mixing now? What am I doing? I'm gonna put the Rosa Gallery paints away, but aside from that, my husband claims he's doing some inside. There's definitely something dodgy going on. And no one was surprised, but yeah. I think it's a good sign that you're getting green. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think you can turn off the function. Apparently each viewer can in their own settings. Oh, okay. Huh. They couldn't make it simple, right? When was the feature added? It only started showing a few weeks ago. Separation on the bottom. Yeah, I love that. Purples, what kind of purples? Like vibrant, muted? What is that you have? It's little boxes for photos. I think this is the 5x7 size. There's a, you can buy them like in a big bundle. And I've made my own separators from printer paper, and I just put the pans in there. I did something relatively similar for my Roman Schmal paints too. Yeah, I really goes in here too. Sorry. Whoop. Vibrant. Well, if you want vibrant purples, that's when you need, I should have kept the magenta out, but you need that magenta color. You won't be able to get anything vibrant if you have a red color, because red has too much yellow in it, and the yellow will fight with the purple color, so it will not look right. Hold on. Let's get this first. Alright, sorry. Just trying to keep stuff organized somewhat. Okay. Just putting these back in. Hold on. Alright. Whew. Sorry. Whew. I keep my tubes in those style cases. It is weird, but I also agree with it. Otto's number one. Getting my Quinn Rose ready. F is the true number one. Okay, so you're getting Quinn Rose, so that's PV19? You can never know with these colors, right? I don't think Rosa has a they don't have a very like magenta-y PV19. They have a very purple one, like the Queen Lilac here. But if I want a magenta from Rosa, I'm gonna have to go for Magenta Rose or the Opera Rose, or possibly Rose. Madder Rose? Yeah, I quite like their Madder Rose. It's perhaps just a touch warm. I'm hitting everything, sorry. Everything falling too. Alright. I'm still shocked that's Console Mobile. Hold on, I finished the pad. But yeah, I had this 11 by 15 pad of Console Mobile. And was like, it's not getting any younger, so... MG Queen Rose, what pigment is that? That's gotta be PV19, right? Which I don't have here. That's something that definitely Rosa could add. A PV19 magenta. But basically, if you want to mix bright purple, you need a bluish blue. A reddish blue. So that would be your ultramarine, in blue, Indian Throne blue would work really well too. And if you want a more muted purple, then you go for the greenish blues. So no phthalo blue green shade here. Let's skip that one. If you have phthalo blue red shade, that might work. Ultramarine, like I said, Rosa has the royal blue that would work. Okay, I'm not finding the setting, and so now I don't want to shoot the crown. Hold on. Bing, boom, bang. That was a paper. Well, I hate ultramarines, so if I can find a way to mix with it, I'm ready. Wait, I need a napkin. Do I have a PV19 handy? Oh, wait, hold on. Let's look at this. So, Queen Red from Rummage Ball. Gotcha. Yeah. I even have French ultramarine on this one. Yeah, this palette is like begging to be used for this demonstration. Let's go. Hold on. All right. Yeah, you don't have a crown anymore, Potato Pirate. Oh, my water is getting swampy. Hold on. You go here and check out the swamp juice. Green smoothie, anyone? Looks like, you know, when you get the cooking matcha and you try to make a matcha with that's kind of what it looks like. Let's switch with a bowl of clean water. So that's Roman Schmaltz PV19, and then I have French ultramarine right here. Forbidden green juice, yep. Right. Sorry. And it has ultramarine, so it should granulate a bit. If you don't want to have the granulation, you could go for an ultramarine that doesn't have like granulation, a smoother one. Can we use cooking matcha for cooking? For matcha? But although you also have to keep in mind that sometimes it's really difficult to get the good matcha. And even when you try to get the good matcha, the one you get is basically like cooking matcha. The paper, hold on, that's, I got sent this one a while ago, but it's basically, yeah, one of those binder, and it's fairly decent paper, like, I really have nothing against the paper. I think it's cotton paper. It's just that I don't find it all that convenient to have it in a binder. What's this one? That one is from Lightwish. It was in a video too, but like, yeah, I've painted, you know, like, this is I would say that's, you know, like decent handling of paint for a paper. There's really nothing egregious going on, like nothing offensive. So yeah, you're hurting me on this. I mean, say that to the stupid people selling tea here. It's just depressing. I prefer the bright green matcha, but it's really expensive and hard to find. You have to look up for that one tea place that has the little tin that are sealed, you know. I'm so tempted by these, but I've never seen a green one. I don't know if they still have it. I have a new one that I need to try out and make a video about. So yeah, as you can see, my mix here is separating. It's in that, you know, Rhodes of Ultramarine kind of range, because I used a granulating blue, so it separates. But if you use, let's see, where is this? Let's get roses in Denthrine blue, and I can mix it with the. Oh, there it is. Poster tack. There we go. I've got some nice purples on my. Yay! Oh yeah! I love my matcha with a ton of milk and sugar, like stuff. I mean, sounds good. What's cooking matcha? It's basically lower grade, lower quality matcha. So it tends to be a bit more like, you know, chrome oxide green rather than bright green. Like, it's muted, it's a bit more bitter, and like, if you cook with it, it's okay. But if you make a drink with it, it's kind of depressing. Right, so same, but I'm using this blue one now. Punch me in the guts. I'm using 5 below cellulose paper, so no good. Or perhaps you just don't have like a starkly granulating. What am I doing? I didn't have to do that. A very granulating blue. Yeah, I can string words together. I think it makes for slightly less vibrant purples than the ultramarine. Still nice. Like you can get much deeper, darker purple, but if you lean them more towards the pink, I feel like they get a bit more muted. But they're still quite nice. You know, they're not what you get if you mix a red and ultramarine blue. That's Indanthrene Blue from Rosa, PB60. I also am still learning water. I tend to try to paint my stone, and then when I go to thin it out, I use so much. I mean, it's difficult. It's really difficult, and even like with like years of painting, there's still still difficult. I think that the one thing that really changes as you practice these skills and get better at it is basically that you tend to panic less when something doesn't go quite as planned. Whereas if you're like a bit less confident in your general skills in handling paint or whatever, and something goes awry, it's really easy to panic. But when you have a bit more experience and you've panicked a bunch of times already, when something doesn't quite work out, it's like, oh, okay. You can sometimes tell why it didn't work out. You can sometimes fix it. You know how to react. Like, it's like, oh, well, I need to not panic. I need to wait till that dries and then I can fix it. You know, that kind of stuff. No wonder the bubble tea house here serve weird matcha. The best matcha is bright green. That's when you know it's the good stuff. If it's like on its own bright green without any dye or additives in there, that's good. Oh man, a good matcha is so good. I kind of prefer it cold. I like cold matcha lattes that I probably make in a very blasphemous way, so I'm not going to elaborate, but oh man, when it's bright green, like when your latte is mint green or close to it, that's when you know. My number one wish from the Rosa series it's a beautiful, it's basically like you take the Indanthrene blue and you add that kind of Mars black granulation in it, but it's just the one pigment. It's not a mix. It's a really peculiar color. This iced cold matcha. That's the best way to have matcha. I feel like, I don't know. I don't vibe with warm matcha. It doesn't work for me. Oh, I wish I could still enjoy matcha ice cream. What? What do you mean you're not listening? We're saying good things about matcha. Well, how green is it, Amy? Is it bright green? good quality matcha is so nice. Every once in a while I get some and I'm like, oh, the joy of the delicious goodness of it. I've never had horchata, but I think it's made with like cow's milk, right? Like a bright leaf green. No, it's yeah, it would be a bright leaf green. You're right. It's like not leaf green, like, because I thought of the Holbein color leaf green, which is more yellow than good matcha is. But yeah, if you think of an actual tree, like leaf green, that's a close color. I've never had matcha or boba tea. Oh no. Qu'est-ce qu'il raconte?
Jamais!
Jamais! Hey, c'était Berly.
Quoi?
Berly vient de passer. Du bruit! I don't know. Sassy Britches, does that kind of... Is there any other kind of mixes that you want to see? I feel like the mixes with ultramarine blue are brighter, and inland blue are not quite as bright, but yeah, you can get a much more deep purple with it. Also, this paper is... There's a bit of a color shift going on. Yeah, it's summer, so kids outside stuff. It's always funny in the summer because there's a bunch of like schools in the vicinity and parks, so a lot of kids walking around and doing kid stuff, but they always say the most unexpected things. And it's really funny at times. Like sometimes we catch a glimpse of, like, 2 seconds of a conversation is just hilarious. And also the one of my favorite times, 2 times actually, for a while there was a kid that would come home, well, go home from school, and he would play his recorder, like the shitty flute. And that just kills me. Shitty flute just destroys me. It was so funny. And then that one time where there was the trio of whistlers, like they walked by with purpose and were whistling a song, and I was just like, what's happening? What? Also very funny. I've got some super pretty mixes here. It turns out I like purple that's a lot more red. Okay, so much more on the magenta side, right? You can get some really nice muted purple. I know they're not the kind of go-to, but they're so nice. I don't have a red in this palette. And I don't really have I could try. I mean, let's try something. I'm gonna mix it with whatever that color is, that ocean blue. Haha, Ocean Gate. Sorry. So that's such a greenish blue that it's turquoise. And I'm gonna mix. But I think it's gonna make like a blue. I don't think it's gonna make for a muted purple all that much. Still too blue of a color. It's not enough of a... Yeah, like a raspberry purple. But I'm also enjoying this blurple. Yeah, that's quite good, isn't it? That's muted, but still quite purpley. Man, aren't paints just the best right after cats? Cats are the best, but then it's paints. Let's see, my paper has those patches of either hand cream or weird sizing or something. Ocean blue mixes are always fun because of the yeah, though I find it difficult to get a good separation. I got it once when I was painting my reference swatches, and every subsequent swatch I've tried to do with ocean blue to get that beautiful separation, I just fail. It just doesn't work out, and I'm like, oh no, what's wrong? What am I doing that's not like conducive to, because it's such a nice color with the like yellow in it, but it's difficult. I like writing down one sentence from each random conversation I passed. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, it's a bit past our end time. And yeah, I mean, also part of this swatching experiment thingy, like this Caturday quill is indeed quite nice. I think Lana was right. Except that it keeps snagging on my on my rag, but yeah. My paint water is so pretty. Don't drink it. Don't drink the forbidden juice. We can kind of see the separation happening, and I'm excited to see this dried out. So for perhaps a quick recap, try not to put anything in that one, but these mixes, quite fun. Lee said they were like a wildfire sunset, and kind of fitting. Otherwise, like a stormy sunset. Like, there's something going on here that is quite moody, but also interesting. And then this page is about mixing greens and browns. If you have a triad, regardless, even if you had red, blue, and yellow, which is the you know, the common triad, but not the best one. If you want to get brown, you just mix all your colors in it. Your three colors, you mix them together, and then you look at what you have. And depending on what it's close to, like let's say you mix it all and it's still too red. Well, if it's too red, you add a bit more of the blue, a bit more of the yellow, and that will neutralize it. And then if you want it to be more blue, then you add more blue and more blue until it's like you can't, you will get to the color you want if it's possible, because you're very limited in what you can put in the sense that, I don't know how to say it. It's like you have constraints, but good constraints, in the sense that it works especially well with cyan, magenta, and yellow, but whatever you want to mix will be a mix of these three colors. And if it's too close to one of them, you just add whatever's opposite of that. And that makes it like simple. You don't have to think like, oh, what kind of green do I have to add in? You just add more of the blue, more of the yellow. And then if it's too blue, you add more of the yellow. And then if it's too green, you add more of the magenta. You know, you will basically eventually get to it one way or another. And I feel like that's perhaps a comforting thought when you're kind of lost trying to find a color. When you finally hit that perfect black, oh yeah, it is really fun. And the more you get, you know, familiar with the colors you use, when you get it on the first try, that's like the extra satisfying moment. You're like, oh yeah. You know. All right, so yeah, greens, vibrant greens. if you want vibrant greens, you basically need a greenish blue and a neutral yellow or a slightly bluish yellow. So that's vibrant greens. And then vibrant purples, kind of the same idea, but with the different shift. You need a magenta or a slightly like bluish pink, and then a slightly reddish blue. And it's the same, it's color theory. If you're trying to get the complementary of blue and magenta, you don't want to have any yellow in there. Sorry. If you want to get the mix, the secondary color, sorry, that you get from blue and pink, or like cyan and pink, which is purple. Sorry about that. Then you don't want to have any of the other color in there because it's going to neutralize. It's like color wheel stuff. I don't know where my color wheels are, and I'm rambling and I'm not making any sense and I'm not helping anyone, but yeah. Yeah, basically go watch Otto's color theory videos. They're really good, and they will help you figure this out if you have a bit of a hard time with it. Making sense to you? Well, that's that. Awesome. I also like that for warm or cool color, if you don't really know where a color is at, there's a way you can test it on paper. So let's say you don't know if a red is cool or warm. You can mix it to see like what kind of mixes you get from it, and that can help you figure out what temperature the color is. But also, it's not necessarily a knowledge that you need to know to be able to paint. So, of course. I'm so thankful that you kept all your videos up, Otto. That's really nice and very helpful, and I think it helps a lot of people figure stuff out too. So, reddish blue and bluish pink to get a good purple really makes it clear to me. I need to exclude. Yeah, exactly. That's see. You said it better than I tried to explain it. So. It's all relative, but it's also, it depends on the scope of what you're looking at, basically. Like if you're looking only at blues, you're gonna have cool and warm blues. But if you look at the whole color spectrum, no blue is ever gonna be a warm color, you know. Fun stuff. Oh, of course, I'm grateful. Yeah, definitely. Oh man, can you imagine if it wasn't free to keep videos up on YouTube? So many channels would just go away, like would shut down, because I mean, they haven't really made it so the platform is a good way to earn money, unless, you know, a few specific cases. Yeah, you have warm blues because you compare blues to other blues, but if you compare blues to greens, well, the green, the general category of green is always going to be warmer as a general category than the general blue category. But within those categories, you have the whole range again of warm to cool. Does that make sense? Like you can look at the whole color wheel, and there's a hierarchy of temperature to the whole color wheel. But then if you zoom in to every specific color, that also has a hierarchy of warm to cool depending on what it's close to. Oh my god, I don't even say that. Oh, hi Keep, by the way. Hello. I mean, with the way things are going, like, it wouldn't really surprise me if it became, you have to pay a fee to keep your videos up. Ah! Okay. It's all about comparison. That's why I say it's all relative. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really struggle with blue for some reason. Whenever I look at split primary, I always get same. I mean, I don't feel it's necessarily intuitive to think that the the kind of yellowish, like the turquoisey kind of blue, is the cool one, because for me it's the color I associate with warm beaches, like that turquoise sea. That's the ultimate yellowish blue. And in my head, it's warm, but it's not a warm color on its own. It's a cool color. And then the one that I associate with colder temperature is actually the warm blue. So even I have to always pause and be like, okay, that's the way it goes. And blue is the only one that does that. For every other like main color, it's not really an issue. Warm versus cool blue changes based on whether you consider red or orange to be warmer. Not really though, because they're very close. But yeah, I same Sassy Bridges. I always have that feeling that the greenish blue and red blue looks so cold to me because they just, yeah, I don't know what it is. It looks cold, but it's not. It's a bit like when you learn about the European size for papers, and that the biggest sheet is the one with the 0, and then like A0 is the big sheet, and then A1 is half of that, and A2 is half of that, and A7 is the smallest one. But it's not intuitive because you're like, well, it's 7, it's got to be the biggest one because it's the biggest number. The other way around. All right. So yeah, unless there's any more questions, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna go stretch a bit and drink water. And yeah, my butt is shaped like a like my stool, my wooden stool. And yep, as always, you can check out the Discord if you have any questions or just want to chat. And also, my goal is to try and catch up for the members only stream that I missed last week. I will try to have 2 members only stream next week, possibly on Tuesday and Thursdays. So if you can be there, it's gonna be fun. I will probably be working on stuff, so, and we can chat and all of that. And otherwise, it's gonna be a stream next Saturday for everyone, and the videos on the Sundays. And yep, that's it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope that whatever kind of weather you have right now, it gets good soon. And it's not too hot for long, at least. And again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And see you all in the next one. Bye.